All right. So I resubmitted the app to the App Store, and I am just waiting on another test from them. But basically, there's a lot of there's a lot of specific things you have to do for just the testing of the app that has nothing to do with how it functions. And yeah, so that is resubmitted today, and I um, reached out to local businesses and created them basically accounts on the platform, and just walked in and kind of started making connections with people that work there. The initial rollout strategy is going to be like businesses that already host events, so mostly bars and restaurants in the area. But I think that's going to be good for getting people excited about joining the platform, because then they already have these events that are happening in the area. And then once people are kind of interacting with those events, then they can start to interact with each other. And then once we have people, then we have customers, then or potential customers for other businesses to join the platform. So I think that is like a good cascading flow of like, how do you get people on the platform, is build every local business who already has events in the local area, build them a free account, set it up. And what's nice about this platform is we have reoccurring events. So I just need to set it to every Tuesday, and then that event will just refresh every week with the new date, and then the time will stay consistent. So it's really good for like passive event management. You can just create your happy hour for that day once, or your live event music for Saturdays once, and then that'll just replay every Saturday on a loop. Um, yeah, and then so people will see that there's events happening on the platform, then they'll sign up and join. But I think that like, okay, so I'm gonna record a video now. So the plan for Cloud Square at this point, I think what would make it justified for this whole vision to work is to create a subscription that people buy into that allows them to use the platform. And then that subscription is reinvested in helping people in the community start their own business. So I think that this can be almost a solution to the VC problem, because actually had a VC tell me that your project is not for venture capital. Like, you will not get funded by venture capital. So what else is there? Where is the alternative? We don't have another alternative system to funding companies other than the private sector. And I'm being told that the private sector venture funding isn't really even going to, acknowledge this company. So building a community-owned social networking platform that helps reinvest back in the community, that's needed. That is just something that we need to build. So I've built it, and obviously I'm rolling it out. But it just goes into like another layer of like, this American system, this American economy just does not work for people. It works for people who already have money to make more money. That's basically the whole thing, is just designed for like, if you have money, there's 1,000 different ways for you to make more money, because that's how the system's set up. But if you're trying to start something, you're trying to build something good for the community, there's no one there that's essentially going to help you, right? So that's what I'm building. I'm building the infrastructure to help you, hopefully get funded in the future, right? Like, if we have a fund that's the Dream Cloud Fund, and it's collected by all of our subscribers. Obviously you can use this platform to connect with other people and to plan events and to launch your company on the platform. And hopefully in the future, once we have all these users, we can create some kind of a funding mechanism that helps you get funded. And then we take a stake, like an ownership in the company. But it would also be great, like if you had like business idea, something that was good for the community, and you wanted to kind of like help, or you needed help from a team, then we can maybe connect you with other people on the platform that are good at specific things, and kind of like, you're almost in a way, you're going to open yourself up to like more people being included in the business, but you're going to receive help. So instead of having to go out and like hire a marketer and hire this person and hire this person, you could say, I want to be a part of the Dream Cloud community. I want to be a part of the club. I have this idea for a business. I think this would be really good, but I need to find, these other people. And then you can use the platform to find those people organically on your own. But you could potentially, if the idea is in line with like the company strategy of building communities, then you can reach out, and then hopefully if it is in alignment with what we're doing, then we'll find those other people to come work for you. Obviously, like a part of, maybe it's just like existing employees that we have. So I think that like that is the ultimate answer to all of this. Like people are able to start companies now, but like they lack the funding, they lack the support, they lack the infrastructure. So we almost need to build like this incubator. And this already works really well, obviously in San Francisco and Silicon Valley. But I'm thinking that like out in the desert, out in the Coachella Valley, we could build kind of, the next city that creates an incubator for startups, and not just tech startups. Almost every company nowadays is a tech company because you have to be online in some capacity. So, it could be other businesses, more businesses in the real world. It would be great to get other tech companies on board. So yeah, I think that we have to start talking about, what's the next evolution of like venture capital, and how can we create community wealth funds that will fund individuals that want to start businesses, that could then employ more people, that could then generate, more economic prosperity. Obviously, those companies would generate revenue. They would go back into the fund, and then we could fund more companies. So this is basically like an umbrella. It's a platform, CloudSquare. You can use it to meet with people. You can use it to connect and go to events. But then like you're paying into a subscription that is going into a fund that you could access in the future if you have a business idea. If you want to start your own business and your own enterprise, then you're paying into a system like everyone else is, and then we'll help you start your business. So I think that that's like a full circle of like why you want to join, why you want to pay a subscription fee, why you want to bring your friends into it, why you want to help expand this in your community, help other businesses sign up, help them create a profile. I'll create a profile if you just tell me about it. Whether you're like an activist or you're other like just a regular traditional business, or, some kind of a group or club, or, whatever it is you do, you can create a professional account. A church can create a professional account. And, you're basically paying into the system saying, I want to support community businesses, right? Community owned or co-ops, or, it could be a private enterprise, but like, if you do get all this help and all this funding from us, then obviously like the community, CloudSquare, would take equity in your company. So I think that has to be the goal. That has to be the long-term vision of like, how do we build a sovereign wealth fund? Like, what are we going to be doing with it? And yes, I think that we need to get into real estate, and we need to build affordable housing for people and commercial spaces, but we also need to build businesses. So it's all of those things. This is how we do it together. This is like a fund that we all participate in, and then we can figure out how to distribute that capital in a way that makes sense, and prevent ourselves from being scammed and defrauded and all that. So yeah, I think that is really compelling to people right now, that like, we don't have a system that really supports entrepreneurs. So hopefully I can reach out to the city and work with them and try to see if there's some possibility of getting public funding for this, and then help roll it out to more people in my community, and just get that like base usage of subscribers to support it, to then kind of grow and expand and do more marketing and move to more cities, and kind of make it trend on a state to national level. So that's Cloud Square. It's under app review. I basically had some technical difficulty just in the app review process. So we resubmitted it today, and it should be live in a couple days. So I think that is, the ultimate direction of like where we're going as a company, as an organization. And what I think that people really need right now is an opportunity to say, I have an idea, I want to start this business, but maybe I don't have 100% of what I need to get there all alone, solo, right? Like you have to have the money, you have to have, the team, you have to have all of these different things. Like you can start a business on your own if you're really good at like figuring out all of these different things, but nobody is. And so we should create some kind of a community where, we can launch businesses together, and, you don't have to do it alone. So, how we do that is, just up to the future of this movement. But I would love to communicate with more people about, starting your company, about like what you need. Obviously I'm not like a hedge fund. I'm not a VC. The app isn't even on the app store yet, but I think this is like a good long-term vision for the whole system, for the whole ecosystem, that you're funding it, you're paying into it. It'll do things actively to make your communities more livable, essentially, and then it'll help fund small businesses in your area so that there's more productivity, more jobs for you if you want a job, or if you have a good business idea, a good community business, then we can help fund that. And then obviously that would be good for you as an entrepreneur. So I think that's just like what we need right now. We need to figure out like how we roll this out, obviously. So that's basically it for this video. Like I said, I've just been kind of going around and walking into businesses and showing them their account and creating events for them, and just starting to connect with people to help them understand like where this project is going in the future. So that's basically it. And I'll see you in the next video. Yeah. So, obviously that is like the vision for Cloud Square as an app and DreamCloud as a company. I don't know why more people aren't doing this. Like, I just think the old model of financing is not working. And, if it's not working for me, it's probably not working for a ton of other people. And it's just like, at what point does that become an opportunity for someone to, take over in that space? Like maybe because, venture capital obviously like takes money from private people, puts it in a pool, and then goes after like specific super profitable business strategies. But as we're learning, like profitable businesses are just ripping off customers. Like that's essentially like where are you getting that money from? Oh, you're just like extracting it from communities. So I don't know. I just think that there's like a bad, I feel like there's like an immorality to like how things get funded. And I don't know if there's like I don't know. I just don't know if there's like a attitude or any kind of presence in the investment world to say these things should happen. We should have these things. This would be great if we had these things. Let's fund these things. Let's find people who are building these things. And, you know, I'm just surprised at this point that like, I don't know. It just seems like every layer of this whole system is just corrupted and just not functioning properly. And, you know, it's okay if you're not trying to do anything at all, but like once you start trying to like organize people, or you start trying to like build a movement, or you start trying to like build a company, or you start, you know, once you start doing those things, then you run into all these different roadblocks and you're like, wow, they really don't want you to do anything. Like the system is really designed for you to just like be quiet and go back to work. So I think that could be a huge game changer for this whole country. You know, if people started to say, I want to be a part of a movement and I'm going to bring my company along with me. I'm going to bring my friends, or I'm going to bring, you know, something like that, to join something. And I just like, I'm just waiting for people to kind of like wake up and see like, you know, what are people actually building, right? Like, is it enough to just go on and like have a talk show and podcast and complain about the world? Or like, is it time to start, you know, reaching out to people and finding out who's building what? And I don't know. It just seems like a lot of this communication on social media today is just talking into the void and not really having people, you know, hear you or make the connection. So yeah, I'm just going to keep at it. I'm just going to keep building. And hopefully that was the last review process that we have to go through. And everything else gets approved. But basically, yeah, you know, like the problem in our entire economy, and now I'm just specifically looking at economics, is, you know, all the capital is centralized. So if you want to do something, if you want to build something new, if you want to get investments, you're going to the centralized, you know, place where they, you know, hold all the cards, and you're basically like, please, sir, can I have, you know, some spare change to do something with my life? And it just seems kind of silly that like we've created that situation where, you know, there wasn't this like public investment infrastructure for people to, you know, start things or build things. So I don't know. I'm going to hopefully make better connections with people from the city and see if we can successfully launch the app that way. And yeah, I mean, maybe they would just be interested in like collaborating. So hopefully that works out. But yeah, I just think it's time for solutions. I just think it's time for people to kind of come together and join a community and have that community be powerful and have that community be sovereign and able to make moves and build things together. And so, yeah, I think that launching an app and creating a network and connecting people and allowing them to meet other people and connect and plan events and do that, step one. And then, you know, generate revenue and grow and eventually put that revenue back into the people through building affordable development projects, and then helping them start their own companies by prioritizing good things and funding good things and making sure that those things become profitable and they work out. Obviously, like, it's business, but like the point should be like, that's a good product, that's a good service. And then obviously, like, if they're launching within the Dream Cloud network, then you know, they'll have baked in customers, they'll have baked in support for this company. So I think that this could just be like a new conglomerate strategy, right? Like a new funding strategy, a new conglomerate strategy. And, you know, it's about building things, and it's about like offering good products and services to the public, but it's also about like, what do you build, who owns it, and how does it work in favor of the community? How does it work for more people? How does it make life more enjoyable? How does it make life more affordable? Like, how are we doing all these things to improve the world? That kind of needs to be like the focus now, is like, what is my business doing to improve the world? How am I aligned with, improving the system through a business structure? And I think if we can just get those people in a room or online in a community and, kind of make sure that we have each other's backs, I think that would be good enough to just start something like that. And then naturally people would be, pulled into it. So yeah, that's my pitch, to help solve the problem and help to kind of fix things on a local level, but like thinking more globally about this and thinking about the bigger picture, about how we help other companies succeed, and how do we help other entrepreneurs start businesses. Like, there's so much money out there, and I just feel like it comes with these like strings attached, and then it comes with these like obligations that are like probably don't fit like a majority of the community's needs and wants. Like, this ability to like figure out how to extract more resources from a community and give it to people who are already wealthy. Like, no one wants to do that. Nobody wants to create that business model. So stop asking us to create that business model. New business models need to be about, how do we create communities, and how do we strengthen people and build them up and offer more support, and how do we offer high quality products and services that are beneficial to the community, and how do we do that together as a collective? And I just think that like the whole system just needs to kind of change. And a lot of people think like, oh, we'll just change the political system, but like, we could just change the economic system. Like, we have the power to, like, the economy is just a bunch of businesses, right? So if I start a software platform and connect people and generate this revenue and then distribute it to individual communities to help them start businesses or build affordable housing development or affordable commercial spaces. Like, if that's the start of something, then other businesses get formed, and then this whole thing grows, and then all of a sudden it's like a conglomerate of businesses that are linked together, that are cooperating, and sharing resources or sharing talent or doing all these things. And then that naturally like gives people opportunities, it gives people jobs, it helps to build things, it helps to develop things, maybe helps to build local production facilities, like manufacturing plants or things like that. And like then like people are empowered, and people have money, and people are they have a respectable job, whether it's like a co-op or it's it's just like whatever the business is, it's just run in the interests of like the people that work there and the communities that it serves, and not this like elite class of parasites that seem to be just feasting on the public right now. So yeah, I mean, like, that's just a new economy right there. You just built it. We don't even need permission from anyone. And then, yeah, if we want to like change laws, then we can lobby the political system and make moves that way. But this is a real strategy to just change the system right now. And I know that the app isn't live, so you can't download it and check it out. But hopefully within the next 2 days. It usually takes a couple of days for them to review it once I resubmit. So yeah, I'm going to go. I have a meeting with another tech person in town who is kind of in the adjacent space, cybersecurity. And we're going to chat about, maybe networking on this app and bring that person on board. So yeah, I'm just trying to build my local community here and try to find more people who are kind of interested in helping to build something or collaborate. So that's basically it. Yeah. Hopefully that's something that, works and inspires more people to come and join us and create change. Like how sick are you? How sick are you of the system? And like, I don't know. No one's really presenting any solutions to like this helps people, right? Like it's all this is gonna make you like a bunch more money, and it's like I don't know. I'm just tired. I'm just kind of tired of that world of like you need to be, I mean, obviously, like everyone needs more money. Like the system is breaking down, right? But like at the same time, like I keep stressing this, you're not going to be able to individualize yourself out. You're just going to escape the sinking ship, and the ship's still sinking, and there's people still on board, and the whole society is just falling apart. And like you just want to become rich to like escape that. Like that's pretty selfish. So I don't know. Uh, you know, it is what it is. Um, Greed and selfishness is baked into the system, so I guess it's not their fault. But like, I don't know. I just feel like more people should be like, if they're awake, if they're technically savvy, um, should be trying to build something, or should be trying to like, use their talent for good and to help people. So that's what I'm doing. That's what Cloud Square is. Obviously, Dreamcoin is taking a beating. Um, I'm launching an app, and it's a revenue generating app. And I think that there's ways to integrate Dreamcoin into the app at some later date for transacting. I would love to add like a wallet for Bitcoin. I would love to add like obviously like a Solana wallet. Um, like, or we could just have all the wallets. You could have an Ethereum wallet, you could have a Solana wallet, you could have, all that. Or we could just build in a system where, we take transactions and we hold all these things on your behalf. It could be that we custody, currencies for you. We custody tokens for you. We custody other things, but like that all has to do with that all has to come later because of the regulations. All that stuff just to pay for it is expensive. Let alone all the planning and the specialists and the people I would need to hire. So if you are, looking for a, 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 a company to work for, and you want to join a company that's trying to do good in the world and actually like give power back to the people, then this is it. This is basically the one show in town that is actively trying to help other people, you know, in a community focused way. And other companies and other investors, they claim that they're doing that, but they're not doing that because I've reached out to them and they have no interest in helping Cloud Square grow. It's sad, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's basically it. I need to go to this meeting and talk to this tech guy and see if he wants to collaborate. He works for a big company in town doing cybersecurity. So I guess we're going to talk about that. And yeah, should be good. Hopefully, everything works out. And I have some more good news in the next couple days for you. But I'm bullish on America. I'm bullish on the future. There's like the political system is obviously a joke. It's not what they pretend it is. It's not what they pretend it to be. The economists are all lying, right? Like everyone's just lying. Like the whole system is just a fraud. It's just all a house of cards. It's not real. It's not the best, right? Like it's not outstanding anymore. It's not something that people want. People are struggling. They just pretend everyone's doing fine. Starting wars. Who cares? We own all the resources, so we're going to profit off of it. Like we need to nationalize these resources. We can't keep letting these people run the world based on resource extraction and like they're just dominating the whole system. So eventually like we have to get to a point where we stop them from doing this, but it takes time to get there. So I'm just trying to build a bigger community. I'm trying to build power. I'm trying to build strength in numbers, and hopefully that gets us to a place where we can make bigger moves and bigger changes. But still like keep it local and help people start businesses or just help them afford living. So yeah, that's my plan. And, I hope you hear from it. I hope you're here for it. Like it's a waste of time at this point. I know that people love doing it, but like talking about a politician and what they said is kind of silly at this point. Like you're just a gossip. Like you're a tabloid columnist. Like I don't know, news reporting and political reporting right now. It just seems like tabloid, fanaticism. Like you're just following these people around. Like they said this and they said this. It's like, who cares, dude? These are the most corrupt pieces of shit in the world. We should be thinking about ways to take their power away, and we should be thinking about ways to giving people power. And like, what are you doing about that? Like, what is your next step in like giving people more power? I guess empowering them through information. You can make that argument, but I just don't think it's enough. Like, we don't need another documentary. We don't need another talk show. We don't need another podcast. Like, they sold you all these things because none of them work. They sold you that like you could make change through like a YouTube video. And I know I'm live. I know I'm on the media, but like that's not going to do it. What's going to do it is building a platform that aggregates capital into like a lot of power to then use that power on behalf of the public and the community. And obviously that's it. That's the solution. That's the ultimate solution, is to like give people power through a mechanism that, they can use. So you have to be a business. You have to be a good business. You have to be a profitable business. You have to have a huge margin. You have to be in tech. You have to be in software. You have to be connecting people. You have to, that's it. This is it. This is the solution. It's not like I invented this. It's just like I came to this as a conclusion of this is how we're going to change the system. So I just built that platform to do it. And, as a subscriber, you'll be an owner of the platform. As a subscriber, you'll be a member of the community, and you'll get to present your ideas, and we'll be able to, review them and, hopefully fund your small business. And then you can use that to pay back the fund and hire people and, do good things for your community. So I think this is going to like create a lot of change. But we have to get there. We have to get there every day, one step at a time, keep recruiting people. So if you're out there, and like I said, if you're looking for somewhere where you can join a community, of other people, hopefully just like networking, right? Like you could use it to network with people, and, do your own thing. So yeah. Cool. All right. I got to go. I'll see you in the next video, but stay strong. Don't give up on the world. Don't give up on yourself. We can do this together. If we work together, we can do this together if we work together. Okay. There's a great amount of change that we can enact if we work together, and we don't have to let these psychopaths run us over every day. I'm done with that. I'm going to help you. You're going to help me. We're going to do this together. Okay. Next video.